And that was the first time that when I had a job, I made some income outside of my paycheck, and it absolutely changed the game for me and shifted my paradigm. This is me before I quit corporate America. I was making $101,000 a year as my annual salary. I was climbing the corporate ladder, but I felt like my soul was dying. I wasn't happy. So when I was 31, I sold my home, I quit my job, and I took my family on this full-time entrepreneurship journey. Fast forward, I've made $2.5 million strictly from my laptop. I've never really made any significant money outside of online business. I have 100% time freedom, and I take care of a family of 5 on my own. Before I ended up quitting my 6-figure job, I found out about Amazon FBA, and FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. And the business model is that you send your products to Amazon's warehouses, and when someone buys from Amazon.com, then they do all the fulfillment for you and they ship it out to customers so you don't have to touch anything. Now, in conjunction with Amazon FBA, I used the private label model. So what I ended up doing is going through Amazon's products, finding a good product that I could sell, but then I could also put my own branding and personal spin on it. And so what I ended up finding is a wine pouch. You would be able to take a full bottle of wine, pour it into a pouch, take it to the beach, the river, the concert, the lake, or even sneak it into the movies without carrying a glass bottle. And so after deciding that that's the product that I wanted to sell, I went to Alibaba, I searched for manufacturers, and when I would get off from work, I would speak to those manufacturers at nighttime due to the time difference because they were in China. Or we would talk about the packaging, the logos, the colors, the design of the pouches. And within a couple of months, I finally had all of my inventory at my front door and was able to send those off to Amazon. And it's crazy because during that time, I was still working, and I remember the night that my products went live on Amazon, and I ended up getting my first 3 sales. And that was the first time that when I had a job, I made some income outside of my paycheck, and it absolutely changed the game for me and shifted my paradigm. So to fast forward to after I ended up quitting my job, we sold our house, and that took us on a new journey. And I tried everything. I did things like drop shipping, affiliate marketing. I did some freelancer work to try to run ads for people, a little bit of coaching. I had my hands in all of these different projects, and I made a little bit of money from each of the projects as well, but nothing significant. And the issue that I realized that I had when I looked back is that I had my hands in too many pots. Instead of focusing on one area and going deep, I had my efforts, my energy, my money, my time, my emotions spread across all of these different projects. And as a result of that, I was never able to make any of them successful. And one of the character flaws that I had during that time is I was not good with money. I wasn't frugal. We didn't have monthly budgets. And so when we got about to 9 to 10 months into that journey, that $80,000 nest egg that we had was completely gone. I felt like a failure. I felt like a disgrace. I felt like I failed my family. I had a new baby on the way with already a child and then my wife. And it was just a really difficult time, and I just felt so irresponsible. But during that time of humility and hitting rock bottom, it ushered me into the business that I'm in today, which is t-shirts. And it's so crazy because when I first started my journey, I was like, I'm not starting a t-shirt business. Everybody has a t-shirt business. But the reason why I ended up starting a t-shirt business is because I didn't have money at the time. I still wanted to try my hand at being an entrepreneur, and I ran into a business model called print on demand, or POD. And print on demand reminded me of private labeling when I did it with Amazon. I had the ability to go to websites like Printify and look at their catalog of blank products. And I knew that if I could get creative, if I could come up with ideas and be able to take those ideas and put them on these blank products and put a message and a mission and a passion behind my brand, that I could get people to buy. And so the very first brand that I created was called Hustle for My Kids. And it was for fathers that were out there trying to make ends meet and make things happen for their children or for their family, because that's exactly what I was doing at that time. And so online, I would go to Fiverr and I would design t-shirts, and I would pull out my phone and make videos and talk about my passion and run ads. And when I ran those ads, people would come to my store and they would buy. And from then on, I kept pushing the brand, and I got it up to $10,000 a month, which was a pure blessing. Well, during this time, I had some ups and then I had some downs, and sales started to slow up. So during that time, Shopify ended up freezing my store, and I was no longer able to sell for Hustle for My Kids. That completely broke me, but I kept going because I knew that I had something there. And if I can just be able to transition and just keep persevering, I could finally make something work and break out of everything that I was going through. But little did I know, my store closed closing ushered me into my breakthrough. And so if you're going through things, sometimes it's making you and forcing you to transition because God has something better. And so I still stuck with the print-on-demand business model because I didn't have any money. I still stuck with the fatherhood brand, but I went a little bit deeper. I niched down to Black fathers. And the whole premise behind the Black fatherhood brand was to say, hey, instead of the stereotypes that say that we are absent in our children's lives, we're going to show that we exist and we are present in our children's lives. And I took that message and I pushed it out into the world. In the second year that I ended up pushing that brand, I did $242,000 in t-shirt sales within 30 days during Father's Day. And then the year after that, I ended up doing $656,000 in t-shirt sales during Father's Day. And I did that within 17 days. And that was my major breakthrough. And one thing I want to be transparent about is when it came down to the $656K, when I look at the numbers, about $300,000 of that was spent on Facebook ads. And then if we take probably about another $200K, those were spent on t-shirts. So at the end of the day, when I look at profit before taxes, it was probably about $156K that I was able to keep at the end. And so after having that success, I created a podcast and I started sharing my story, and I went into Facebook groups and I started sharing my story, and more people heard about what I was doing. And as a result of that, I transitioned and I started coaching and mentoring and helping other people, which opened up multiple income streams for me that I was able to leverage because of my success that I had. And the beautiful thing about selling my knowledge is when you look at the economics, it was pure profit. Remember, I told you that I had marketing costs and product costs when it came down to selling physical products. But when it came down to selling my knowledge, whether it was in a course or a consultation or a group mastermind, everything that I knew, I packaged it up in a way to where people could use it and make an impact in their lives. And that just opened up a whole new way of thinking. And so since then, I started my new business called T-Shirt Millionaires, where I take my passion and my expertise and I help people start or build their t-shirt brands online. And when people talk about making multiple streams of income, the way that I've done it is I've stayed in the same niche and I just figured out different ways to be able to monetize that specific niche. And one of the easiest ways to monetize your knowledge is through masterclasses. And I love masterclasses because you can teach multiple people at once. It's only going to take you a couple of hours to do. You can sell it for $20, $30, $40, $50, up to $100. And after you finish that masterclass, you can take the replay, run ads to it and market it. And you can sell that over and over again. And throughout the years, I've had multiple masterclasses that I have made over $100,000 on because I have sold the replay. Other ways that I've monetized my knowledge are podcasts, content, advertisements, memberships and creating recurring revenue, high ticket coaching programs that I've sold for over $1,000, done for you services to where I've sold up to $5,000, one-on-one coaching programs that I've sold up to $5,000, brand sponsorships that I've gotten paid up to $500, selling merch to my audience like t-shirts, mugs, pillows. You might see a pillow in the background back there. I've created my own app and community through the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. I've also created my own software that people use and they pay me on a monthly basis. And the list continues to go on and on and on. And if you're interested in learning more about all of these different business models, go to the comments and let me know, and I would love to create another video to talk about them in depth. And so even though I've made the money that I've made, I still feel like I'm behind. And there are steps that I need to take in order to get things in alignment in my life so I can grow. Also, as a result of me focusing so much on work, I've gotten overweight over the years, and I'm working on figuring out how to make sure that my health is intact, because if I don't have that, then I don't have anything. And also making sure that I'm the best husband and the best father that I can be. But nonetheless, I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have. I thank Jesus for giving me this chance to be able to walk this journey. I remember the days that I used to dream about doing exactly what I'm doing right now. And although I faced challenges, although I had to overcome, I wouldn't change this in the world. And I truly believe that everything that I'm going through right now is preparing me for something greater that will come later. And so if you're somebody who you have a dream and you have a vision and you have a family and you want more for your family and you see something in the future that is greater than what you see today, I encourage you to plan, listen, to be wise, but at one point in your life, take a step, take a jump, go for your dream, and try to make it happen. So y'all, if you want more of this content and you want to learn more about the different ways that I monetize, how I'm a solopreneur, a family man, how I balance it all, I just ask that you subscribe, you comment, you like this video, and share it. I truly appreciate you watching, and there will be more to come. You can see it with your mind's eye. One day, you're going to be able to see it with your real eyes. Many, many blessings. Y'all have an amazing day, and watch the next video.